What have you done, boys?
To hell with you, Joe. I will not send something. Right. We are here now in the parish of Curra. What's the name of the town land here?
Ballybeg.
Ballybeg. And I'm with a famous farmer here, William Dennehy. I got to know William Dennehy first years ago. He used to run with the Real Club, and he had good land here along the river. And we ran across country here. I think it was a unity across country at the time between BLE and ACA. I think it was 1994. That was a new land, wasn't it?
Correct.
Bill?
Yeah, correct.
A fine course.
Not too bad.
I remember.
Are you still running?
No, can't run no more. Too many pains.
I wasn't a veteran stage that time. I was coming towards the end of my time anyhow. But there was a big turnout for it. That time the BLE and the ACA, they were rivals, to put it mildly. They joined up after Denny, another famous runner. Denny, you remember when they joined up?
Well, they joined up in 2000, but I remember the 94 yesterday they were talking about. Just with a great turnout for it. We had John Griffin and John Linehan. I think John Linehan might have won it actually. John Griffin, and we had the boys from Cork, Ricky Burke, came down from St. Finbarrs, and the Lee Vale runners, and yourselves, Christy Reardon, Patrick O'Shea. Just we had a fine turnout, and I suppose it kind of drove it on a lot that time because people saw what we were like together, you know, that the numbers were there and the turnout and the competition.
Yeah, I was running the veterans that year, I remember.
You were still running
I beat a great runner that time in the over 45, I think. Donny Walsh of Leevale. He ran for Ireland numerous times, a famous runner.
Yeah. Donny was an Olympian. He ran in the Munich Olympics in 72. And
Well-known Kilgarvan man, Tom Randalls, who told us about this famous man, William Dennehy, and he came here today as well.
Land here, but the fright I got, and I saw the size of the shed in Kilgarvan and all, we've one little sheds. You could have the park.
I don't know about that now.
You can't be cutting down Kilgarvan, Tom.
In Kilgarvan, you're not shot to a bob either.
We have hills and mountains in
He
Kilgarvan.
have hills, he have mountains, he have windmills, and he have them other things too called, we won't say them now. We milk around 100 cows here at the moment, and this is the calf shed we're here at the moment, and this part of it is just for putting in the machinery during the winter time. Right. And as we walk on, then we'll go into where the cows calve. We're able to divide this in 5, and the cows calve in here, and as the cows are calved here, we just move the cows back down into the cow shed, and the calves are moved in then across the way in here to individual pins here.
There's a pile of straw here.
I get the straw down from Cork every year. The same man, John Bullman, bring down the straw from Cork.
It's very dear this year.
Fright to God. It's crazy. Huh? Yeah, down rail. And the calves are reared in the individual calf pins in, and when we put them into the pins, after a week or 10 days, we put them into the loose pins then.
And there'll be straw inside here?
Oh, straw, and they stay there then until they're weaned, and they go back out to grass, and we open the doors here after 3 weeks, and the calves, they're able to walk out there, get fresh air. I walk way up there, that's forbidden, the pins. We used to be walking top of the walls before. This is just the silage slab there.
How do you know this year with the silage?
Very good.
You got good weather?
Yeah, very good. I put in 2 cuts of silage. I put in first cut and second cut, and I made about 270 bales of silage as well.
You'll use up the bales first?
I will.
every year then, or maybe every couple of years, Taggers pick out 10 or 12 top class farmers, very top notch, that they call them signpost farmers.
Right.
And William is one of them. He's this area. He'd
be featured in the Farmer's Journal.
That's why he'd be in the paper.
Farmer's Journal.
Yeah. A lot of us think that he gets big grants and things for it. But that's why he's a signpost farmer.
He's well up there.
He's a good farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the grass growing here?
The grass grew last Saturday at 32. It is matching demand actually.
You were all about measuring grass.
Yeah.
Introducing
what I do, number one about the grass measuring is we walk. You need to be the same. We'd walk the farm here every week, and from May to September we'd probably walk it every 5 days. And the clover then, we're trying to incorporate clover into the swaths. By when we do a reseed, we put in the clover, 2 kilos of clover with the grass seed. The clover works very well, but it has challenges. You need to be careful with the bloat. So I think if we go beyond 2 kilos, It's risky business. And red clover, you're better off putting the red clover into a place to do cutting silage.
How many years ago did you introduce clover?
I
And why did you do it?
introduced clover in 2021. And I introduced it because of the cut, when they cut us back in the nitrogen to make up some of that shortfall.
But you're also part of a trial.
I'm part of a trial in Moore Park, the Clover 150 programme.
Right.
And we all had to put in so much clover. There'd be about 60% of the farm here now would be in clover. And it has worked well, but it needs management.
What regards grass growth, the only way we know if the grass is going good in sheep farm, we'll go out and look at it. So that's all we're measuring it. We'll go out and we'll say, is there any growth there start coming up? And we wouldn't notice it maybe for 9 or 10 days, but we would notice it by day.
Yeah, this year, this back end is much better.
It's outstanding.
It's much better. I'd say the farm here would be up at nearly 3 ton of grass grown this year than last year. But I did spread a little bit more nitrogen.
What about reseeding?
And I reseeded 5 acres this year. I put in a single variety in a shorter and 2 kilos of white clover.
Do you
and
reseed every year?
every year.
How much? How many
I've always reseed. I try and reseed 10% of the farm every year.
Okay, right.
It's a far cry from old Kerry on.
Hey.
No receding.
When's the last time you reseeded?
I'd say now, it must be about 20 years ago.
But is it all sheep you have now, John? You had sucklers
Well,
one time.
yeah, I did. I got second the suckler of the year in 1987 nationally.
Yeah.
I won the Limerick, had the Kerry Cork Limerick part of it, but that time I had good big cows and they were all off insemination. They were exceptionally good weanlings.
Question. Lime. What about lime?
Every year I'd spread 60 to 80 tons. I must order lime today. I'm going to spread more of it because the weather is dry now and there's paddocks over there that are well eaten out, and I might throw it to the lime. We have to keep spreading the lime.
Do you test the land?
Oh, I do every year. And there was something. The sheep people should consider the clover though,
Right.
because it has a place for in your system because you'll low nitrogen anyway, and they will get a bit of compensation. He'll get compensation when he growth out of the clover.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a place in a sheep farm now.
Well, what we'd be worried about in the future is that they'll cut back more on the nitrogen and people will have to cut down their numbers. And if you can't put out fertiliser, you won't have as much grass.
But would much of your place now, John, be a green arable land, or would it be usually a lot of mountain?
We'd have about 70 acres, maybe a greenland, but we have a big part of the mountain reclaimed and it's good. You couldn't do it every mountain like. It's a kind of, it might be a bit heavy.
Can you travel
Couldn't be sold to spread lime in it.
And did it?
Can you
All
travel
right.
to spread
Oh, you
lime?
can know about the world with a cord.
This shed now is where the wheel. I put some wheels in here, and I put them in here, and the barriers above here from feed silage. And it's a weaning shed, and all I do is put in the calves here. They'd usually be in this time of year, but such a dry year, they're not in yet.
Right.
And there's just an automatic scraper, and it goes off every so often. So many hours.
Jeez, look at the size of it.
We just feed the cows. This is just an easy feed, I suppose we'll call it. We put in the silage there when the cows are inside, and the cubicles are there, and they just are able to walk into the cubicles. And during the winter time, or during the summer time, when the cows are grazing, I've land released across the river. And the fisheries, what I do is I hold the cows here, the way the cows will all walk across the river together in one group, instead of they walking in dribs and drabs and polluting the water. So I drive them across in one bunch.
The land in Williamson across the river is owned by Matt Kane. He'd be a brother of Moss Kane, who was capped 56 times for Ireland in rugby. So that's where Moss Kane grew up, across the river there. In that
For
house.
people who don't know Moss Keane, explain who he was.
Moss Kane, he played under 21 football with Kerry, but he went to university then in Cork and he started playing rugby. He was a late enough comer to rugby. It was he was nearly 20 years of age, and he went on to play for Ireland and play for the Lions. He was capped, I think, 56 times for Ireland, which was an awful lot at that time because they didn't have a lot of World Cups or anything. They had no World Cup at that time. So and of course they were amateurs as well.
Mick Galway also came around here.
Mick Galway was a mile back the road. Mick Galway's father was the blacksmith behind in the village in Curra. Played for Munster and Ireland and the Lions as well. And you had Mick and Tom Doyle.
Right,
And Mick and Tom Doyle would be closely related to Willem.
Came from here.
They came from here. Their mother, was it?
Yeah.
They came from here.
Yeah.
And they played. And we had then, after that, I suppose, Siobhan Fleming, who was farming up the hill here. Played on the Irish team that won the Grand Slam, the Irish women's team. And who else? JJ Hanrahan.
Yeah. And you-
Hannon was in line for the World Player of the Year under 20. He played with Ireland and played with Munster. He's playing with Connacht at the moment. He's out injured at the moment. Sean McCarthy was capped for the Irish under 20s. And at the moment, Jack Daly from Corrins, a couple of miles back the road. He's on the Munster squad at the moment.
How is rugby
And
so
he-
big in Curra?
They all started with Castle Island, did they?
Castle Island
Yeah.
Club, yeah, there's a history of it. Like we've had more Irish international rugby players than we've had Kerry footballers, so, which is unique for a...
The one Kerry footballer, two Kerry footballer we had was Mick Fleming, was it, and Seamus.
Seamus Scanlon, but
Yeah.
we have a few who played league football and
Yeah.
things with Kerry, but...
The good land, hurdles came from the good land, all around the Rookty Valley in Kenmare, North Kerry, where the good land, all hurdling, not a lot of football. How is it that there was no hurdling where all the good land is here?
No tradition.
No tradition.
No tradition.
No. There's
Could
no,
I start to-
there
could
was
I-
no tradition ever in Curra
No
footballing.
tradition.
Never.
Here.
Could we start it here?
Well, I'm too old anyway, Tom.
You have a family. So how many boys?
I have one boy, but I couldn't see him playing hurley at this stage. I'd say you would have to grow up with the hurley.
No, you do, that's
You're
right.
actually born with the schlitter.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just had to be hard to get it going, you know.
impossible.
Yeah, in rural parishes anyway, in time, even around here as it is, they're struggling for numbers
Yeah.
even for the
See,
football.
I listened to you there talking about rugby. I know the reason why you played rugby. You were big farmers. You were on big money. When you were playing rugby, you were also on big money. So no
You're
wonder-
a
no
blash.
wonder you went
You're
that
a
direction.
blash.
All his money is there.
You're a...
William's cousin.
I was following money, will you stop? Money, will you stop?
No wonder you went that rugby.
Yeah, I wonder will you stop?
Well, turn up a class with Peter.
Oh, Jesus Christ, and there was the upper class here and here.
It's better than soccer.
That's the shed that frightened me, Lynn. That's the first big shed I ever in my life saw.
Fine shed.
And I looked around it and I said, in the name of the Almighty Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph.
I tell you a little story now about that shed. A cousin of mine used to come down from Wicklow there every few years, and he was passing over the top road here a few years back, and he arrived over to the house. He said, "Will you tell me, is there an industrial estate after going up behind in Curra?" He said, I was looking down at it. So, no, I said, they're William Dinny, his sheds.
Yeah.
Yes,
About the sheeting.
It's the space sheeting we put up. It's the space sheeting I put up.
Why?
Oh, it's a great job. Leave the air out.
Yeah.
A local man put up that shed, Robert McMahon. He did a great job in it. It was a perfect job. There was no problem with it. It worked out perfect. And when we were young then, John, when we were doing the running, it was there we did all our training behind there.
Nice fine level.
We used to come home in the evening from school and we'd go running there every evening. John Fleming across the way and myself.
That was not how we ran that day in 1994. Was that the...
I think you were over
Across the road.
What was it?
road, yeah.
Across the road.
Yeah, over the hill over.
And that came up in the last video that you showed. I think some of my daughters and granddaughters sent it on to me. That was the famous girl called
Mara
Mara
Higgins.
Higgins.
Yeah.
And Mara Higgins is now taking on a new venture. She's going to appear in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Right.
I think someone was stepped out of that arena, and she stepped in. So from the famous farm here in Curra, what's the
Bellybeg.
Tillybeg,
Bellybeg.
of William Dennehy, we wish her the best of luck in that competition. And I'm still open to that night out with her.
Oh! Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you can nearly eat your dinner here. We're located. It's the cleanest place we ever seen. There's no mat as clean as
And
this.
yet you did not fit.
You could.
Look at that, look.
But it took a lot of work to do all this. It didn't just come there.
When my father was farming here, there was 30 cows we had that time. And I started farming then and I stayed at home.
But you were always there.
Oh, I was dairy. I worked in Don Dairies then for 5 years. And I stayed at home then in 95. And in 95 then, look, I suppose, every year I was doing something, I suppose. And just to where it is now.
Did you draw grants for all these?
I didn't. I drew no grant for the steel tank. Or I drew no grant for the first extension. When I suppose, when I took it over,
Right.
that
right.
size there. That size there. And and this wasn't even there. It was just that.
Yeah.
Just an odd
Yeah, it should have changed the pile since.
Your
like.
mother had great interest in
Oh, my mother had awful. My mother had awful interest in farming.
Was she from around the area as well?
She was McCarthy below in Fadden, and there's an awful farming tradition there, to be honest.
That would be,
Yeah.
How many cows can you milk now at a time?
12.
12.
Yeah.
And when you were
When
growing up?
was 6.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long does it take to milk?
It takes about an hour and 20 minutes to milk.
Do you have any help?
I'll tell you the help I have is I get the farm relief in the spring. I get a very good fella actually, he's in Donegal. And he comes down and he stays from the end of January to the 1st of May.
They're the busiest times.
Yeah, and my sister's young fella then, he do a lot of milking for me during the year.
Right. You need somebody.
Thomas Jones.
And Tomas Jones and Tommy do it as well, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all delighted we went into big farming.
I always liked the farming, but I think the number I'm at now is that's where I kind of stay.
Do you think farming is going the wrong direction the way it is going the last year or two now? Or?
Well, I suppose for the dairy farmers, like the irrigation is a challenge. And if that irrigation goes down to 170, that's a bit too much now.
It would hit a lot of people.
Ah, fuck it. It'll hit to the medium to small size farmer. The medium to small size farmer, he's going to get a bad doing in that, and it's going to cut him back too far. I think myself.
Yeah.
Like you know, and like we're farming here all along the Brownflesh River, and if every river in Ireland had the quality of water that river has,
There'd be no question about nitrates.
there'd be no question about nitrates.
Yeah.
And that's not a testament to me at all. It's a testament to every farmer farming along it. That river is rising over in Ballydesmond, dead. Glowntown, and this farming, and it is going right back beyond Kerry Airport. And you know, that's the question you'd often wonder, is when you see that river there, Lawpro have come in there several times and they did kick-starting it, checking the quality of it, and it is a very high quality.
Your calves, how many calves do you have in the year?
I keep all the cows calf here, and what I do is I keep the dairy bred calves for myself, and I'd rear the calves then for a month, and I carry them to market and sell them.
Are they exported then? A lot of them?
They would, of course, yeah. There'll be some exported, the most will be exported. I use Angus, I use Limousin, I use Hereford, I use a very, very small bit of Charolais.
Have you a favourite breed?
Oh, I like the black and whites, are my thing. Yeah. The cows are crossbred, everybody, there's a good bit of Jersey here.
Right. And why do you have the Jersey?
I like them. They're a small cow, they suit the farm in bad weather. And they're low maintenance, and they produce very high constituents.
Like small women, low maintenance.
I think now, Tom, to be very dangerous to comment on that one.
Well, they are low maintenance.
What about the soil? You're asking about the soil.
The soil would be free draining soil. Free draining. Like the one thing about the farm here is you could have awful bad weather. And if you got one dry day, you get back out grazing again. It's inchy type soil like.
Gravelly type.
Gravel, yeah.
Yes.
It's good to dry off quick.
Nice, yes.
Tell us about this thing here now. For people
That's an overgrown steel tank, and I just pump the slurry into it. Come on over here. All I do there is pump it up there once every 6 or 7 days or 8 days. I just pump it up in there. There's an agitator here, there's an agitator in the back. Before I go spread it in, I agitate.
What storage is it?
It is 166,000 gallons, I think.
Is our farm here, grand level land here?
It is all relatively level. And
the river divides it.
The river divides it, and a road across the road over divides it as well. But it is easy enough managed now, to be honest. I can't complain.
So it's all in the one really?
It is all in the one, there's no hassle with it.
Right.
And here, all these paddocks now are closed off. These won't be grazed anymore.
First, there's good grass
until the spring. And there is clover in those paddocks. That paddock now is a kilo red and a kilo white, even though I don't like the red. I don't think the red suits for the grazing. I'm just afraid of the bloat. Fine for silage. Yeah. And it was here now, when I was very young, it was here I used to do all my training for the running. We used to all train here together.
For the grand level?
We used to do 5 laps, was 4 miles of the whole thing. Yeah. We used to run here every evening. I'd come home from school, change my clothes and go off running. We used to all go together.
Did John Lennon come here?
Oh, often.
And the Walsh brothers?
Oh.
They were the main start of the running. There's no rush here in this land like down those in Kilgarvan. We have to be spraying rushes. There's no sign of a rush here.
Jesus, no, Christ, we don't know rush anyway. Whatever else, and the Dockleaf we tries to keep spraying the devils, but just have to keep them. Just have to keep them out.
Yeah, it is.
Can I get results?
Willem, I'm not sure they're not in any legal organisation with all them things here.
no, Tom. That's a weather station.
All right,
That's a weather station, and it's recorded onto my phone. There's 5 or 6 of us around and stuck in this project with Kerry Agribusiness. It's called Project Galileo, and it takes the soil temperature and it knows the Brownflesh River, and it's a very high salmon river. There's a pile of salmon there, and it's a very clean river. And as I said, if all rivers were as clean as that now, we mightn't have much trouble with water quality.
Jeez, it looks lovely. Sun's shining today, and that's outstanding.
Do you go catching any salmon?
When I was young, I used, but that anymore. I remember a lot when I was a young fella. One time I went catching one, and I didn't do it for many years.
And would we have porches in this river?
Not much.
Not
much.
No.
No, it's not private enough.
That's like the poteen. They're not trained and they're young.
Yeah. They won't be any good at it.
No.
Jeez, the way it is going, we're lovely and smooth.
It's enough to ask a man now. What age are you? What age do you retire? Do you think you'll retire at?
I'll stay going as long as I can pull up my pants.
Will you pull it down?
And put on my socks.
Oh, will you pull down the pants?
No, maybe no more pulling down. It's a 12 unit parlour, it's a D-level parlour. It's a 12 unit with cluster remover and dumbline, not a wash. Right. And it's just the teeth sprayers, and I just, it's not overly clean at the moment, but we're just coming to the year now, and I'll wash it out at the end of the year, and I'll paint it all again.
You'll be in here nearly every day of the year?
Every day of the year.
Have you a dry off period?
I'll dry off, I'll shut the off next Monday. I'm drying off all the first calvers next Monday. Right. And I'll dry off the first calvers next Monday, the second calvers the following Monday, and the third calvers the following Monday. And I'll probably milk the rest into the first week of December, second week of December. And I'll start back then the 13th of February.
Do you get much trouble from the Delaval system?
No, it's a super system. It never gave me any trouble.
As long as we maintain it.
Yeah, I change the liners every year. And that's it. And I have a... It's a bit dark in there. Probably won't be able to do it.
You wouldn't think there was cows in here. Spotless.
There's an 8,000 litre milk tank there, a taco tank. And the milk is collected every 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Where's your milk go to?
My milk is going to Kerry Agribusiness in the store.
Yeah. Most farmers around here are going to Kerry.
They're all Kerry around here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll just show you over here then.
I would like to run here, but I'm interested in it.
They're the 2x1. 2 stock balls.
2 Angus.
2 Angus. And I have another Angus down in Glenflesk.
And do you buy them off the same people most years?
I do. I buy off the same man.
Where are they from? Are they?
Matt Goulding up in Ballyduff.
Right.
And this, I just said I'd bring out here then. This is the, like, I was always commenting on your videos. You know, you'll see your system for drafting your sheep.
Yeah.
This is my drafter. It's a Nalfco drafter.
Right.
And I put it in 2022. And would you believe it? I did it in for 12 months before I figured out how to work it. But I wouldn't manage without it now.
Super job.
Super job. And all till what it's doing for me is it's actually a two-way drafter. I can draft to this side or I can draft to this side.
Yeah.
But you'll never be shot the cow you want.
Okay.
You'll always have the cow you want. You might have one too many, but you'll never shot the cow you want.
Yeah.
And it is taken, you've no stick anymore. And I think it's made the cows quieter.
Yeah.
And down here then.
I'll have to keep you close there because my speaker's not working.
That's all right. No
I'll have to stay close to the phone. 2 seconds.
Down here then, I have my footpath. And every week I just run them through the footpath there.
Right.
I put 3 jugs of formalin, 3 jugs of blue stone, and 3 jugs of salt. I run them through it morning, evening, and the following morning wash it out.
And the feet are good enough?
The feet are good enough. It has worked very well.
Super job.
And that's basically it. And they have the calves over there, but everything will be in the next week now because I mean, once I get to the middle of November, I want to close off the farm, to build up the grass, to have the grass for February when I start back.
Super. That's it. What have you done, boys?
To hell with you, Joe. I will not send so simple.